Hey guys, wanted to do a quick intro before the actual video starts. I just want to thank each and every single one of you for all the support, if it's from the 5-9 channel or even just from my own. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for all the support. It has been an insane last 2 months, and I could not be more blessed and more grateful for everything. So again, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, and I just want to give a special shout out to the homie Silly Nolar. He gave me the opportunity to become the interviewer and part of 5-9 Gaming, and not only that, he was one of the first people I got on the Real Talk podcast. So thank you so much, man. From that one podcast, so many different doors have opened up, and I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoy this podcast. It's going to be tons of fun. It is with the boy Nanogenix, and it is going to be exciting. Hope you guys enjoy. All right, can you please do it? Can you do the thing?
All right, guys. Name is Tyler, aka Nanogenix, and today, how's it going? Gotcha talks. How you doing?
It's going. I should be asking you that, but I'm doing great, man. Thanks so much for coming on. So, guys, we got the boy Nano on the Real podcast, and it's real cool, dude. So, thank you so much for coming on. And actually, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. Now, just to clarify something, whenever my management team reached out to your management team when we signed this is going up on my channel, correct?
Yeah, I guess so.
Cool, dope. We'll link you. We'll give you the shout outs and all that. But yeah, all right, sweet. Just making sure. Yeah. It's going good, man. It's going good. It's a couple minutes late because I was in some traffic. But aside from that, things are moderately okay.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Just kind of tired. With everything going on in IRL, dude. It's been a crazy week, to say the least.
Yes, agreed.
No, and I'm glad we were able to get some time in, with schedules and stuff like that. And I know you are tremendously busy on your end of the thing. I've been watching those Among Us streams.
Maybe a little, dude. Among Us is so much fun, but yeah, it is so difficult to schedule. And half the time, it's like the most last minute thing. Like that night, the last time I played Among Us, I was supposed to be playing the brand new Bandai Little Hope game, the Dark Pictures anthology. They're gonna make like 8 of them or whatever. And like Dino texted me like super last minute and is like, "Yo, Among Us tonight." And I'm not gonna, like, if we're gonna get a full lobby, like I'm not gonna turn it down. But at the same time, I was like, well, we were supposed to do this, but now we're shifting and we're doing this. But yeah, dude, Among Us is hectic and is crazy and is a ton of fun.
Yeah, no, it definitely seems like it. You guys always had a good time, but especially with Rhyme, dude, I'm so happy for him. I mean,
oh yeah, dude, that was absolutely insanity, bro. He played with literally the biggest of the biggest on the platform: Beast, PewDiePie, Pokey, friggin' Valkyrie. Like it's just, freaking Toast, like the Among Us person, disguised Toast, who I personally used to watch all the time because of Hearthstone. So it's just like, yeah, just an absolute insanity.
Yeah, no, it is crazy. It's insane watching what you guys are doing, and I mean, you as well, dude. You've been doing some big things over on your Scape. I've been watching those horror streams, and they've been doing pretty well.
They have, yeah. People apparently like to see me in pain, and all kinds of stuff like that. So it is what it's not. I'm glad people want to tune in, bro. Like it's crazy. Like. Those streams pulled more numbers than I've pulled on anything in a while, even Dragon Ball related. Well, yeah, really, honestly. And then like the videos were received really well, and people like really wanted me to see me play more FNAF, and it's just it's been a good time.
Yeah, no, it is a good time. I've been watching some of them. Unfortunately, I get the whole, people, it's always fun watching someone be scared for whatever stupid reason.
It is. No, I agree 100%. There is something very entertaining about watching someone, like, it's easier for you too, because some of the jump scares, no joke, editing one of the jump scares got me mid editing. I'm like, did I really just jump at that? Yes, I really just jumped at that. But it's like, because they're there playing it and you're watching them play it, you're not as scared, and so it's like it's easier to digest watching someone else play the scary game that in some cases some people have told me they wouldn't have played anyway. It's just easier to watch me play, and I'm like, yeah, I get it, like 100%. So anywho,
yeah.
Also, I'm sorry, I will talk your freaking ear off about these.
That's what we're here for. I love it. I'm the same way, man. I love talking. That's kind of why I started playing. Doing the Dokon YouTube stuff, because it's like, dude, you could talk so much about literally anything.
Yes,
It's
100%.
fun. It's different from other gacha games. It's different from like normal games. I love it, dude. And obviously, you've loved it. You've been doing it. How long have you been playing Dokon for?
So, technically, I played Global Dokon in July when it launched of 2015, but I didn't get anything good. Of course, you'd have to spend a fortune on that game back then to get anything even remotely somewhat okay, right? Like the rates were absolutely abysmal. And I stopped because mobile game and whatever. And then like around Christmas time that same year in 2015, I was just sitting at my desk. Things were slow and my desk at work, and I wanted something to play. And I got back on there and I was like, oh yeah, that Dragon Ball game. Let's try that out again. And so I tried it out. I got the buddy that sit next to me, like in the cubicle over, but like they were super open cubicles, so it weren't like we were divided, like I could see him and stuff. And we both downloaded it. We both started playing it. And the person I'm referencing is Jordan. If you watch the channel much, he's the buddy from work I used to talk about all the time. And so he and I started playing it, and we kept playing it. And then I got a bonus. We got like a yearly bonus, and I got it in like, I don't know, late January, early February. Nice. And I hung on to it, and it was my first time really ever spending money on a game like that. But I spent my entire freaking bonus trying to get Broly on, because I didn't get Broly on his original banner, and so I'd saved it, and I was like, when he comes back, I'll get him. And he came back on, I believe it was the Tech Perfect Cell banner, which is my first video that ever was posted on the channel of me playing Dokon. And that was where it really began. Like he and I were playing it off and on. We started getting more involved with the subreddit, not like posting, but we were like checking the subreddit like a lot. And that's when we started kind of watching some of the YouTubers and stuff like that at work. And that was when I really started. So again, like I said, I'll answer all your questions, probably way too lengthy, but realistically, I did start at the launch of Global, but I didn't truly start playing until Christmas. And when I spent all that money on it, I was like, I gotta play now. Like, there's no way. I just did all this and I'm not gonna play it. So it was around that time, and I actually did pull the Broly, and so it went crazy after that. It went absolutely nuts after pulling that original STR Broly. So yeah, dude, roughly the insanity started around February, March of 2016, and here we are still today.
And is that when you first started uploading content? Because I believe you had a podcast before you actually went to Dokon, right?
Yeah, so the first time I ever uploaded on this channel, right? I've tried to do YouTube many times throughout the years and deleted some channels. I think some channels still exist.
Yeah,
but we won't talk about that. But anyways, and so the first thing I uploaded was in October of 2015. And yeah, it was a Hearthstone podcast, which going back to the whole Disguised Toast comment, I used to be super deep in heart. I mean, enough to want to do a podcast where we would talk for an hour about Hearthstone. And we uploaded that. And that was when I started trying to learn like how to edit. Because one of the guys that so the people I was recording with, one was my boss, and then one was like my boss's boss, essentially. At one point, like it was such a weird dynamic, but it worked because we were all really good friends. Obviously, we spent a lot of time around each other, so we knew how to jab off each other, and I felt like it worked really well. And so we uploaded that, and one of them was one of my bosses was from background in like communication and broadcast communication, so he knew his way around editing software. So he taught me how to basic edit, because when you first launch anything besides iMovie, like, I'm sure anyone that has ever edited anything on like Premiere or something that's higher level, like it's very confused. Like you look at it and you go, what do I do? And you just close it. You're just like, I'm good. And you close it. And so like he taught me like the very basic things inside it. And I just like really enjoyed the editing process. Of course, we were only releasing like one video a week, but and they were doing literally no views, right? Because
that's how it is.
And Hearthstone is already like niche enough as it is, let alone like being a nobody with no following trying to post videos. And we did okay, 20, 30 views. And like, I thought that was super sick. I mean, I think most of them were people we knew because we would share, on the socials that we had, which had minimal followings, but still. And but the fun part to me was just like learning the editing process and then getting in front of a camera and getting more comfortable with it. And stuff like that. And so, yeah, my first technical upload was a Hearthstone podcast that was roughly 45 minutes to an hour and 10 minutes long in October of 2015. But I didn't release my first Dokon related video, which is I think maybe my first single video on the channel, because every time I've been with someone, right, it was always with somebody recording with someone.
Yeah.
And I relaunched that in March of 2016. So,
dude, that's sick.
Yes.
What a journey.
Yeah,
so you
it's
started
a crazy
all over.
In a way. So whenever so the thing that I occasionally still get asked, because people will go back, I think it's probably people just want to look at like Nanogenix first Dokon video or something, and I will still randomly get asked about what was Culture Cloud, what happened to Culture Cloud Gaming. And the idea behind that was that we were going to try to have a channel that would encapsulate everything to do with like media. So almost like an IGN, but not corporate sellout.
Sick.
No offense to IGN, but just trying to have that more like average consumer type voice on things. And so like I was like, oh, well, let's bring Dragon Ball, because Dragon Ball has always been a massive part of my life, and just collecting it and just everything. So let's bring Dragon Ball to the channel. And so I'm playing this mobile game, so it doesn't seem like too many people are uploading it. So what if we bring that to the channel? So we actually uploaded that, and we're still posting the Hearthstone podcast. But the thing about it is what we noticed is that the Dragon Ball was getting traction, and the day that I posted the first Dokon video, I think that day the channel had roughly 1,000 views total from almost 6 months of uploading. And in a day, that Dokon video did like almost 2,000 views. So in one singular day, over doubled our total channel views in 6 months. And so every time we'd post a Dokon video, it would actually get decent traction. Every time I post a Hearthstone video, it wouldn't. And so we still try to do things like, there's like, I think, a Batman versus Superman review on my channel. There might be a Civil War review on my channel, because we're still trying to do this whole like, we're going to cover all these different things of media and all of that
type of deal.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. And they just really weren't catching traction. And so I had a small discussion. One of the guys had already kind of stopped being involved, and another guy had kind of stopped being involved because, and like, I get it. Like, if you don't feel like anything's going anywhere, like, it's hard to want to take away time from things you want to do to dedicate to something else that kind of feels like work almost. So they kind of like detached themselves from wanting to do it anyway. Like, it was almost kind of like pulling teeth at times to try to get everyone together to make these things happen. And anyway, so we eventually had a conversation, and it's just like, why don't you just take the channel and just do your own thing? And so rename the channel to Nanogenix and just entirely focused on Dokon from there on out, and for a very long time. So Anywho, sorry. Again, like I said, I'll answer all these so lengthy and probably way too much depth, but yes. So
I love it. This is all, people love hearing this type of stuff. And that was kind of like why I made this podcast. It's because we don't really get to hear those crazy cool stories of like beginnings or like work or school, just stuff like that. Because primarily when you talk about Dokon, it gets kind of hard to talk about other everyday life stuff. So dude, I love hearing all this stuff, and it's cool to see that you have so many other interests besides Dokon. You did mention like you guys tried doing that, and you did mention some deleted channels. Don't say any of like what it was, but did you ever have a vlogging style channel? Because I think you would be a tremendous vlogger, man, if I had to be honest.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So the other channels, one was gaming related. So, and I was just putting out anything I could, like literally using like I didn't have capture software or, anything like that. So I just was using like NVIDIA's built-in capture software and stuff like that. And then a couple of videos I like threw like me talking onto it, like post commentary, which was super interesting. Another one was a skit channel where we tried to film skits, and like we went and we bought like editing software. We went and bought like a massive green screen. We went and bought like a couple cameras so we could do like multi-angle like shots and stuff. And then the other channel was another skit channel, but it's gonna be a skit channel related to gaming. So something kind of like, did you ever watch Reckless Tortuga with oh my gosh, he's the guy that would always get super angry playing COD. Like he was trying to embody like basically the you would never, kids these days would never last in a Modern Warfare 2 360 lobby. Like he was trying to embody like that meme essentially. I can't think of what the name of this was.
But I know that
But-
era. I know that
Yeah,
specific era was huge.
It's just basically just gaming. It's just going to be a gaming skit. It's going to be us playing games, all as personalities, and we had everything filmed. But again, I was so like inexperienced in editing that I tried to edit it while also being in college, having 2 jobs, etc. And so it just nothing ever. I never actually posted it. We got that channel up, made some branding. This is also back in the day. I don't know if you remember this, but YouTube, you could do like layouts, like actual like layouts for your site. Like it wasn't just a banner. It wasn't just like an icon. Like you could have the full on layout, like a design that would go all the way around your channel, almost like could MySpace have those? I can't remember if MySpace could have
you
those.
were able to do that.
Yeah, so it was like that. It was like that. So we had done all of that, and but we hadn't posted the video yet because we had filmed everything. We scripted a bunch of stuff. Like it was like 6 or 7 of us involved in this, and like it just went nowhere.
I hate when that
but I
happens,
still
dude.
count it because of how much work we put into it, from the scripting to the filming to everything, to me dragging it into the editing software and feeling beyond overwhelmed because we had so many perspectives and all this stuff. And I was like, what do I do? Why did I say that I would be the one to edit this? Like, why would I do that? So anyway, so yeah. And then there's another one that I just uploaded just random stuff on, like literally iPhone videos I would take and just upload that I thought were funny, almost kind of like pre-TikTok, like TikTok type videos, but like a decade ago, because I'm old. So
No, you're not old, dude.
Anywho, so yeah, that's nothing that remotely ever catch any sort of traction, which is why I'm like beyond thankful to be where I'm at today, and don't take any of this even remotely for granted.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. And you definitely. I mean, you're one of the creators that definitely is. You talk to your fans a lot. You meme a lot with them, and it's pretty cool, dude. And you don't really get that. I mean, a lot of the Dokon tubers, for the most part, do that. And it's cool, right? It's cool to see someone with your account being so, like you mentioned, like you're humbled about it. You know that this could all go away and you're just enjoying it. You're having a good time, man. And that's all that matters, dude. And it's really cool. But again, I would like to see some vlogging. I think you would be good at that.
So like I will say the
tried?
thing. I mean, yeah. So like 100%, if I was going to do vlogs, they would just release on the main channel. Like the thing about it is like I don't know if you saw, I did like a day in the life type thing, which when I look back on them, like that was like one of the most casual days. Like that definitely didn't like encapsulate really what a day in the life is like, but also probably the easiest day for me to film that too. But it's just like right now, I almost do nothing. So I mean, yeah, 100%. Like when, things start opening back up, we're able to travel. Like me and like Dino and Lotus and a lot of those guys had a plan to go like on a vacation together and make some dope content this year. And of course that all got shut down. Cause like I would love, are you familiar with I mean, obviously like everybody knows Sidemen, right? Like, yeah, I would love to make some content.
How about like the Vlog Squad? I definitely keep up with all those guys.
Oh yeah, like
David, Jason, Ash.
Like I would, like, I'm not saying I couldn't be some form of like entertaining by myself, but 100% if I could go somewhere and we could all like hang out and just like, I think that would be so much more fun. So yeah, like right now, vlog content for me would almost be like that.
Just you
a little bit free. But yeah, but it'd be basically just a day in the life again. And so like, yeah, but I am really, like a couple times I have tried to vlog. Like I'm so bad about thinking to like pull out my camera and record this and do this. And occasionally my wife will be with me and stuff. And she's like, you should have filmed that. You should have filmed that. You should have filmed that. And even outside of when I'm in the middle of the vlog, she'd be like, you should story this. You should story this. You should. And I'm just like, you're right. And then I don't. And like, I'm so bad at like being good about sharing the things that people would probably want. The people that care enough would actually want to see. Like I Instagram story so infrequently, it's not even funny. And I've got to get better at that because that's, obviously super important to building a brand and stuff like that these days. And so, but yeah, I would love to vlog more. It's just literally like this year is like just anti-vlog. Like I've got some other cool like video ideas I've been wanting to do, but they require me to be around people, which, it's just like, still mostly on lockdown with most stuff. So it's just, you can't,
it's rough.
you know? So yeah, anyways.
No, I
but yeah,
can't wait
100%.
for that. I can't wait for that. Your wife has good ideas, but I definitely feel the older we get. I mean, it's not like I mean, I'm 26. I'm not, in my 30s yet. But even being at this age, or even when I was like maybe like a year or two ago, I kind of got kind of weird. Not weird, but I'm sure you feel this. Like you just don't really care about posting pictures anymore or highlighting your life as much. You kind of just, I don't know. It just becomes so normal that you're like. Because I tried vlogging. Like before, I got to Dokon and anything like that. I've always been like a huge fan of like Roman Atwood. I was watching, like Vitaly back then. David Dobrik I've been watching since 2016. So like I always wanted to do something like that. But then the older you get, the more you're like, dude, this is kind of hard. Right? I mean, like, I don't know what to really record. I don't know what to do. Like, my life is kind of boring. I don't like clickbaiting too much, I get, like, you could do that and make millions, but I'm not good at that stuff. So, commentary definitely seemed like the easiest route to go.
Hey, man, depending on who you ask, the people think I clickbait every single day.
No, you don't.
Bro, there was one, no joke. I try not to. I'm someone that when I see, like, even a remotely negative comment, I just go by my daily. I'm just like, whatever. Especially at this point, like to an extent, I'm mostly numb to that because you just get thousands of comments typically every single day. And then if you throw in like Instagram and Twitter, and especially being live on Twitch, like you almost become a little numb to like there's like a gauge that just continues to go up, up, and up. And so like the farther that goes up, like it's got to be something really extreme to almost catch your attention. But someone said something about me being clickbaiting on a Kakarot video, and it was with the new Kakarot multiplayer mode, which is 100% what it is. Like I didn't say, I don't know, like I didn't try to make it super clickbaity, but like no joke, I responded to someone because they were like, I'm so tired of Nano and all of his clickbait. And I'm like, what clickbait? Like,
yeah,
bro, you don't watch enough YouTube if you think what I am doing with my channel is clickbait.
Yeah,
like sometimes it's a little mysterious, sure, but like you need to watch some other YouTubers if you think what I am doing is clickbait. So it's just
dude,
like,
no, that's crazy to me. That's literally crazy. Thinking you get negative comments to me is like out of this world. I'm like, dude, because I remember, I think Truth mentioned it in a video a while back.
Everyone gets, if you're gonna do YouTube, you have to be braced for negative comments. Not everyone's gonna like you. Like literally, it's literally impossible for everyone to like you. You could be the nicest person in the world and portray yourself in the best way possible, and someone is still going to find a reason to not like you. So if you're going to do YouTube, you have to. But I do just want to, before we move on, in case someone doesn't watch this that does think I clickbait, I do want to own up to the fact that I do fully understand that a lot of times I leave some mystery in my titles. That's what I like to do, because you gotta want people have got to have a reason to click. Yeah. If there's not at least some form of like, I want to know what he meant by that, then in some cases you won't click. You have to have some level of mystery to wanting to click the video. And it's not like I would ever call, dude, this was crazy. I can't believe what Broly did to me in Dokon. And you click on it and I'm playing Warzone. Like, all right, now that is clickbait. Like 15 seconds is me playing Dokon, and then I'm like, psych, and then boom, Warzone. Like that would be true bait. So, anywho, sorry.
They gotta understand that, YouTube is not only a passion, but it's a business, and you gotta get those clicks somehow, man. That's funny. So I completely get it. I mean, and your clickbaits are nothing compared to like some of these other channels. These guys don't. That's the thing. I don't think a lot of people, and maybe I could be wrong, that like watch like gacha games and stuff like that, really watch these other creators. Like, I doubt many people watch Tana Mojo. I don't really like her too much, but yeah, she's the queen of clickbaiting. I like her. I mean, I think it's normal. It's a landscape where we gotta get clicks, dude. Sometimes it's cool. Obviously, if you're playing, you do 15 seconds of Dokkan, then play Warzone.
Yeah, that would be. And then on top of that, I mean, YouTube would then not reward me, because more than likely, if you thought you're clicking into a Dokkan video and you get a Warzone video, your retention is going to be almost nothing. So YouTube's going to go, well, he did something wrong with this, so we're not suggesting this out anymore, and then boom, it's gone. So
yeah, no, completely agree. And so you mentioned work and stuff. If it's cool to ask, do you still work like a normal job, or is YouTube basically your full time?
No, yeah, YouTube is my full time, and like
That's sick.
a lot of times I get asked that, obviously, when I live stream and stuff like that, and there's two sides to that coin of like one, and yeah, obviously I don't mind you asking, because on one side I would obviously like for you to think that someone with a channel at over 500,000 could find a way via, I don't know, streaming all the time, ad revenue, sponsorships, merch, whatever, to make that as be a full-time thing. Because if not, like, imagine trying to start a channel and you're looking at someone that has been doing this for 4 years, 600,000 plus subs, and they can't make it full time, then it would be so incredibly discouraging. But yeah, no, I was doing both for the longest time. But in early 2018, whenever my kiddo was born, I ended up quitting my primary job, because I mean, doing this on a daily basis, especially now, I do have a form of a team, right? Like, I have Toasty, who edits about half my videos for me, which helps me out so incredibly much. I had someone who's making thumbnails for me, and currently in like a weird limbo space with that. But still, it's just like you start to bring these people on so you can kind of have more time to yourself. But trying to work at my full-time job, 40, 50 hours a week, while also then uploading every single day on the channel, and then at one point uploading multiple, because I was trying to cover all the news. And like Dokon, especially two versions of Dokon, is like just literally constant news. Usually,
Yeah.
Other than right now, it's kind of like in this weird lull space too. And there was just sacrifices that had to be made. Like, I literally, like, no joke, like there was just some times where I just almost would never see my wife, because like we would eat dinner together, and that was about it, right? Because I was having to record videos, or the day was crazy at work, so I couldn't grind up something I needed to grind up so I can make this team video or this gameplay video for this thing. And it sounds crazy to say playing that game was almost like working, but it was. And I was having to truly focus on my time on that, so I can make the content, so I could grow the channel, etc. And so when she was pregnant and he was getting close to him being here, she was just kind of like, so I've not really said anything yet, because I'm super happy about your channel. Everything's going great at your normal job, all of that, but we really should probably talk about what's going to happen, because when he gets here, I'm going to need you. Like, I'm going to need so much more of your time than I'm getting right now. And I felt terrible anyway, right? Like, and she was super understanding, because growing a YouTube channel and growing this like social following is obviously a huge deal, and there's a lot of reward could become from it as well. So she wanted to support me as much as she could, but like she also was kind of like, I want you to be involved in obviously my life again, and then also our kiddos, and then also I'm gonna just straight up need you, because a kid is a lot of work. And so I was like, you make a really good point, and took bit and I bit the bullet, and went full-time YouTube, which was weird, right? Because I mean, I had a pretty solid job in IT, paid really well, really good benefits, etc. So it's like very scary. And so then when I went to my family and explained to them, at Christmas, because my kiddo was born in February, so I was doing all this in like Christmas time and in January and stuff. And at Christmas, I explained to them like, hey, so yeah, I'm quitting my really good job. They're like, what? What are you doing? You're about to have a kid. What are you talking about? They're like, yeah, like this is all like not the best timing, but also like, and they were on. Of course, I don't ever go around enough, according to them. You know what I mean? They live an hour and a half of a away or so. So it's like, you're never around. But then especially, because every single free moment I had that either wasn't at work, in the gym, I basically quit playing video games altogether, was just literally making YouTube content like every second that I could. So yeah, so it was nice. It was nice to quit and get some free time back. But then it was only for like a week, and then he was here, and then all that free time, of course, got absorbed by him, which I'd give up every bit of free time I could to be around him more. But still, it's just like anyway. So yeah, so I've been full time now, coming up on 3 years. And the biggest thing for me going into it was just like, even if I can only make this last for 6 months, like, it is absolutely something I would look back on and regret not at least attempting it, because like I left on really good terms. Like, I literally gave like a 2.5 month notice. I was like, hey, I really need to probably stop working here on this date. And my boss, I was really good friends with him, is the same guy that I literally was doing the channel with before. And he was like, yeah. And he's like, I totally get it. He had 2 kids at the time, so he fully understood from that standpoint. He knew that. I mean, like we went from hanging out a pretty decent amount to never hanging out because like literally, I'm not kidding. Like to try to do a full-time job, like we had on call. We just a lot. It was pretty high level, so a lot was expected out of you. I was on salary too, so they're once they get you on salary, they kind of got you a little bit.
They do. They take over you.
I don't want to sound, if any of them watch this, I don't want to sound anything like it was a fantastic job, a great team, and I loved it. I like absolutely loved it. But anyway, so I left on good terms. And it was just one of those things of like, when I did that, I was 26, but there's still definitely some things in my life I already kind of regretted not doing. And so I was like, I don't want this to be one of those that I look back on, in a few years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. And I go, why didn't I do that? Like I could have said I was a full-time YouTuber for 6 months. I don't care. Regardless, I don't want to look back on this and regret not doing it. And so I ended up doing it. But, I was leaving behind 5 years of work experience that I could still take with me in the future. I've got a bachelor's in computer science. So like if I really need to, do something else, I can go do something else. So I just took the leap of faith and now here we are and it's still working almost 3 years later. So very, very grateful for sure.
Dude, that's crazy. 3 years without working a normal job. And now it's such a different climate because back then, I remember, I'm sure your parents were the same way. We're like, nah, dude, you can't make any money off this, or you have to do this. And now it's like
100%.
Now my dad's trying to start a YouTube channel.
That's funny.
Everybody wants to do it.
It wasn't my mom believed in me, but it was most of my grandparents had a pretty large impact on my life. And so it's just like they still don't fully understand like how I get paid and stuff. And I'm just like, I try to explain them with like using like a TV as an example, but they don't
get it.
It is, yeah.
Oh, that's fun, man. Well, that's awesome, dude. It's worked out. So like when you first quit your job, how were you nervous?
No. If you're wondering about the size, I was like I just hit 250,000 subs.
Okay,
and these were,
I think that's good.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I would have honestly, had we not have had Ryder, I would have honestly probably stayed probably a little longer. I won't lie. Any of them that may potentially watch this, like that you could tell that like I was running on 3 hours of sleep most nights because I was trying to get videos ready, thumbnails ready. So, I was at work, I could post the videos and stuff like that. And, I was running on such little sleep that it was 100% affecting me at my actual job. And that was like pissing me off so bad because, I wouldn't go as far as to say I'm like a perfectionist, but I don't like to do anything half-assed, like period. Yeah. Like if I can help it. I'm not saying there are some things that come out on the channel and stuff that aren't a little rushed just because daily uploads, but I don't like to do anything like at all that isn't, giving it my all. And I wasn't able to because I was running on such little like fuel basically. And I went from being probably one of the top people in my department and stuff to being one of the just kind of middle. I hated that so much. And so I had, before even having a discussion with Brianna, I told myself, I need to sit down and figure out my priorities. And is this YouTube thing that's about to hit 200,000, subscribers or whatever, the thing I need to focus on, or do I need to try to just give my all back to the company because I could obviously have a very bright future there as well. With my background and stuff like that, and the things I was knowledgeable in, and I just, so, like I said, I took the leap of faith, went full on YouTube, and yeah, so it's just, but yeah, just yeah.
No, man, that you see that you got to write a book or something, man. That's book worthy material. That's a lot that you went through. This is, I guess, not super personal, but when you met your wife, was it through YouTube? Or was it like before you started YouTube?
Yeah, her and I are high school sweethearts.
Oh, dude, that's so cool.
Yeah. So we were together in high school, and then we weren't together when we started college, and then we got back together during college, and then we weren't together again for a little bit, and then anyways, we ended up finding our paths yet again while still in college, and then we just stayed together ever since. But like for me personally, like I obviously dated other people, but it's just like nothing clicked like it did with her. So I just knew that like she had to be the one, So yeah, no, not through. That would be very interesting. And I think I'll be honest, I think it's been good for me going through all this, having like like her being like, you know, like a stable sort of like relationship to have like someone to, because this is like, even though you don't see like, and I'm not saying every day is stressful, and you know, some of the stuff I put out, obviously, you know, it can be the easiest job in the world, and sometimes it can be like, it feels like it's the most stressful, but it is nice having someone that I can go directly talk to, that for the most part sees what I do day to day and understands like what I'm going through and doing and stuff like that. And then also from a flip side of that, it's kind of nice just having someone there and not trying to date while also being a YouTuber. I feel like that would be, I feel like that could be interesting. And I have heard stories of people that like, when they hear you're a YouTuber, they almost like, it almost feels like they're dating you because you're the YouTuber and not so much because of who you are, if that makes sense. So it's like,
yeah, the cloud
I can see it being weird.
Cloud does a lot for you.
Yes. Yeah. And so like, I'm just glad that she's been here since the beginning, well before the beginning, before Nanogenix was no more than a gamer tag. You know what I mean? Like that. So, cool. So like, that's, yeah. So anyway, that's our background.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Yeah. Like you mentioned, it's kind of hard to actually try dating when you're uploading every day. I have not been able to at all. Like, I don't have time to breathe because I work 50 hours a week. I do multiple uploads a day because that's kind of like, you know.
Well, there you go. So you hang on. So you're literally doing what I was just talking about having to do.
Yeah. I'm a fraud
okay. Then you get it. You 100% get it.
Yeah, I'm a fraud investigator. You know, 50 hours a week, 10-hour days, uploading. You know, 3-4 times a day usually. Not sleeping. You know, I forget to eat sometimes. Yeah. I mean, the only thing is, I just don't have a girlfriend. And you know, with you having that as well, dude, that was I could only imagine. Hey, like, no, I mean,
100%. I was basically being single, like through a lot of that, just because there's not enough time in the day.
You don't, and people don't understand. Like, that's the thing that a lot of smaller guys don't get. And of course, I'm a small channel, but I understand the grind to make it on YouTube. You have to be obsessed with what you do. It's an obsession. You have to put everything you have into it because the algorithm only works that way. It works with overtime. It works with you constantly uploading. It doesn't work with you uploading, you know, once a month or every other month and then you get upset about it. It's like, no, it's a grind, dude. And I enjoy it though. I've always been I just like working a lot. I've always worked 2 or 3 jobs. Now thankfully it's only 1 because I'm doing YouTube. But I love it, and I'm sure you know it gives you kind of like I guess the best way I could describe it's kind of like a high almost. Adrenaline. You're like, dude,
100%.
Especially for Dokon, right? Like when news comes out, you're like, okay, I gotta run. You know, it's fun doing that.
Well, I don't so much cover news anymore. I guess I do. I do the reaction stuff. Yeah, I just kind of the reaction stuff because it's also super enjoyable for me because I'm like I mean, you know, it's fun to experience like someone, you know, I don't know. Cause when we it's like a whole community thing to get behind to want to see what do they do with the animations? Are they trash? Are they good? Whatever. So I do those still, but yeah, I will say I did stop doing the new stuff because I did kind of get tired of feeling like no joke. There's definitely times where we would be out and about doing something and I get a notification on my phone. I'm like, we got to go home. Like there was times. There was times. Just that's and like that was our life. And I felt I felt literally so terrible. I felt like an inch tall when I would see that go off. And I was about to have to ask her, can we essentially end our night right here so I can go back and cover this and do this and all of that. And I just eventually hit a point to where, and like, you know, Rhyme has obviously had a huge impact on me and how I operate with YouTube and stuff like that. He's been a huge mentor for me. Like, I mean, because he's been doing it for forever. You know what I mean? And he did tell me at one point, he's like, you should stop doing the new stuff because you're going to feel tied to it. And so once I hit a certain point, I did finally. But I will say I do still, luckily, most of the stuff is JP first. So I can drop what I'm doing at like 7 in the morning or at like 2 in the morning, and it's not going to affect when we're out and about on a date or whatever. You know what I mean? Not that we're going on dates right now anyway with the whole pandemic, but still.
Yeah.
And so it's not as bad. But yes, back then 100% some of them would drop and your boy was running into the room and ready to freaking record. Like,
dude, yeah.
Just
I like those nights, but I also hate like the other night
when
the freezer stuff came out. I was literally halfway through my food at a restaurant And I was like, hey, I gotta I'll pay. I left the food and I paid for it and I ran home. And I'm like, this is crazy.
That's,
Look at my life.
I mean, yes. On the flip side, too, agree with you. Yes, there is like it's like chasing something and then you get it. Like I 100% agree with you. Yeah, like, because obviously not every single time when we're out doing something, like I could be just sitting there working on something and then I get that notification on my phone and I'm like, yes, it's time, let's go. Like, you just see the energy like when I hop into a video, because I'm like just so excited to just sit there and just talk about it, whatever. Because I mean, yeah, dude, like, especially when the majority of my life has in the last 4.5, almost 5 years now, I guess, right? Holy crap, it's since 2021, has revolved around this game. I mean, you are super invested. So the smallest things can feel like the biggest things to you, but like this EZA for friggin' Frieza and stuff like that. So like, yeah, like it's also interesting. It's all so incredibly interesting doing YouTube and content creation and all of that.
Yeah, no, it is. And I'm glad you're able to finally find like a balance. And I think that's ultimately, the end goal is trying to get a balance. Like David Dobrik had to quit vlogging because he mentioned that. He was like, dude, I wouldn't sleep. I was not taking care of myself. We would go record the skits and then I have to run home and edit. He's like, and he never really got to enjoy what he had till now. Because now at a certain point you make so much money where you could just kind of relax. And obviously that's always like the end game. But till you get to that point, there's no relaxing on YouTube for the most part.
No, yeah, because it's so competitive, right? Like, especially now that everyone's at home, like everyone wants to be a streamer, everyone wants to be a content creator to an extent. So like, if you stop covering whatever you're covering, well, there's still going to be an audience that is there and that wants to either, watch this unit be used on a team or hear this news about an EZA Frieza. And so the second that you stop uploading that, there's going to be someone that is still uploading that is then going to get their time to shine. And the second that they do it, as long as they are smart and capitalize on the fact that this video popped off and that video popped off, and they keep uploading and they keep doing it and they remain consistent, then they are now probably the go-to person for whatever. So yeah, dude, you like, it is so competitive. And I think that's one thing that a lot of people miss out on. Like, people will be like, Nano, let's collab. And I'll go to their channel and I'm like, you've uploaded 6 times in 8 months. Like, this is like, no offense. And again, everyone can do it at their own pace. Like, you don't have to be someone that uploads every single day. Like, look at Beast. Beast is absolutely the biggest in the game right now, but he doesn't upload anywhere. And he sometimes only uploads like once or twice a month, because that's not what it requires. It just requires you to be the person that is, I guess, striving to be the best. And people can tell the smallest amount of effort that goes into videos. People can 100% tell. Like, if you did an intro that's a little bit different than your typical one, you did a skit, you did something like that, like, people tell, and people like that kind of stuff too. And it's just, but yeah, when you're in this game on the gaming side of things, like, 100%, you got to being on the grind, especially at the beginning, is super important. And the second that you stop is when, I mean, just anyway,
that was my mindset when I started. It was like you mentioned, like, for me to message someone on an equal playing field, right, to be somewhat of an equal, I have to work just as hard as they did in the beginning at a short amount of time. Like, I started uploading in May, and I've uploaded over 600 videos since May. It's been 5 months. So that's like what I'm kind of.
I haven't uploaded 600 videos in the last 18 months. What are you? But holy crap!
That's just kind of like the person I am. I'm a very anxious person. I'm very driven. I just want, I love content creation. I love, doing this. It's become such a fun hobby for me. And that was like the one thing I always thought of. It's like, well, if I'm gonna message, like you or Nolar or anybody, I need to put in the work to be able to do that. Not only do I need to put in the work, the quality has to be there. It has to be good commentary, decent thumbnails, decent, just decent videos, right? I mean, I don't think everything needs to be 100% like you mentioned, but good enough where it's a representation of myself. And I think that's ultimately what it is. I don't go to work representing a guy, with an untucked shirt and who's not working, right? That's basically how I view YouTube as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah, and that's what I'm just trying to do, man. I'm striving for it. There's a lot of opportunities on YouTube, and I'm just trying to work as much as I can. Sometimes I know I fight myself with the algorithm. Trust me, I know. But the thing is, I do a lot of showcase videos, and I know those aren't always going to get picked up. So I just like to have like a big library for any new guys that do come along. That they're like, oh, like I want, I haven't seen Nanogenix in a while. Let me pull them up, and I have it. So that's kind of like my mindset on uploading so much. It's just kind of making like a library for anybody to search up whenever they want to see something cool.
Yeah, and that's also a thing too. Like I'm pretty sure I know that is like Truth's approach to YouTube right now is that like if something happens in Dokon, he wants to make sure like his channel is almost a Dokon encyclopedia. Like that's kind of his approach.
Yeah.
And like that actually is in and of itself, like if that's his goal, that's super sick, because then he knows like if he needs to compare back to a previous celebration, he's got a video that goes into great detail about that celebration, or he's got a video that goes into great detail about this. And if they change something about an event, because this happened not that long ago, he had a video over it that we can go directly check and be like, boom, there you go. So yeah, 100%. Like, and the cool thing too is that at any point that one video eventually gets picked up by the algorithm, then more than likely that the second that happens, YouTube is typically probably going to suggest another one of your videos first before it suggests someone else's down below. And so then your entire channel will start to just grow in general, which is a good thing and a bad thing. So like when you're having a bad month, it's a bad month.
Yeah.
because once your videos start getting less clicks, sorry, I literally look, talk, and think about YouTube all day long. So you start talking about this kind of stuff.
I love this.
Like,
this is great.
So the second that one video gets picked up, then you're going to notice like a whole increase in viewership, because now, people are going to get suggestions. And like, for example, like I put out some, FNAF videos, horror videos, all of that. Maybe someone didn't see those when my channel wasn't popping off, but now that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta released, and now that's getting suggested because people want to watch Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, like summons. And then they're like, wait, Nano did a FNAF video? Hang on, click. And so immediately the channel is already growing even more than it was before. But then if you put out a bunch of videos that aren't doing as well, guess what? It's a whole thing of just all of it just going down. And so you have that thing that comes back up. And by no means am I saying like, that's the thing too, to also realize is that you can't continually have your best month. You might have that for a while, right? Especially as you're growing, especially if you have a fresh channel, like it's going to be like, this is nuts. I did this much more and this much more and this much more and this much more.
But at some point,
then eventually you're going to hit a point where you have a month that maybe goes down. You might have a month that goes down again from that, a month that goes down again from that. You got to be persistent. You got to be, you can't give up. You can't look at the numbers and go, man, what happened? And just like, well, I guess we're going to stop uploading that. No, you can't do that, because absolutely, like if you go look at any of the master channels, they like, especially if you social blade them, you'll see they got mountains. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down, because everyone has their good months, everyone has their bad months. So anywho, yeah. So it's just like, yeah, I can talk YouTube type stuff all day. I look and obsess on it probably too much, if we're being honest.
Dude, it becomes such an obsession, because for one, the algorithm is such like an interesting thing. It's how
it is.
Some people figure out how to get on it, and sometimes it takes years. It's so complicated to get on that thing, like you mentioned. Like, yeah, once you start popping off, people start viewing you more. And then, it's the same thing when you're smart. I think that, I haven't really seen, well, actually, no, I've seen a couple creators get like upset about like their views dropping. But like you mentioned, though, it's like people shouldn't forget what it's like when you start from zero. Getting to that first 1,000 could take, a year or two. Like, don't forget that when like you get big and like you have one of those bad months, because I see people quit YouTube that were making money because their views dropped. I'm like, why? How would you quit? It's not over.
No, yeah, no. It's never over. And you can always pivot. Like, I don't believe any, like sometimes people like, my channel's dead. No, it's not dead. You got to figure out what the viewers want. Like maybe what you were doing before just isn't working anymore, but you still have viewers that care about you and care about wanting to see you make content, but maybe they just don't care about watching you do that thing anymore. So find out what is the thing that you're good at. Like, and like sometimes that takes some time, and it's a beautiful, YouTube is a beautiful thing of finding what you're good at and what you want to create, while also finding what people want to watch. Like a great example, going back, at the beginning of our conversation, obviously Hearthstone wasn't really working out for me. And luckily I did a crazy freaking pivot to Dokon battle. And I literally over doubled my views in 6 months and one night. So like, it's just, you can't be afraid to experiment. You can't be afraid to try new things, try different things, try new ideas. Like there might be something, maybe you absolutely love this one game and you're making a lot of stuff that's similar to someone else. And you decide to try something totally different that no one's ever done before. Like I'll have people that will come and tell me like, oh, well, Dokon is already established. No, what are you talking about? Like just think of mindset. Think of new ideas that are creative because there's still a massive audience for Dokon. I mean, I'll tell people, obviously it doesn't have 300 plus million downloads for no reason. Yeah, but bots. Yeah, but this, yeah, but that. I wouldn't go that far. No,
this game's huge.
There's a
it's huge.
Massive audience for Dokon that
all over the world.
If you just think of the right video idea, people will still click. And there are still things that you could totally think of that would be unique and would be new. And you should definitely try to do that. So, dude, like there's never like you could totally hop in on Minecraft right now. Like, I don't know if you pay attention to Dream. I feel like Dream
is popping
exactly
harder than any channel I've ever seen pop off.
I think it is the fastest growing channel on YouTube right now.
He's making millions a month.
Yes,
it's insane.
And you would have sworn that everyone in Minecraft's community was established. This person is. I'm almost positive. I don't know. Again, this is someone I'm talking about. Someone that I don't 100% know about, but I just have been getting suggested Dreams videos from here and there. Because probably freaking who hasn't, they're doing 30-40 million in views.
No, it's insane. It's insane.
That is a fantastic example of the fact that probably a lot of people felt like they couldn't make it doing Minecraft videos anymore. But no, wrong. Look at this. This person is making some of the largest Minecraft videos Minecraft has ever seen on this platform. And it just happened right now in 2020. And so, yeah, there's always going to be room for new people to come in and to grow. And the thing too is like obviously it is a bit competitive, but it's not so competitive in probably the way you think because it's great. I want Truth to do amazing. I want all my friends to do amazing because the more that Rhyme gets views and you get views and Truth gets views, guess what happens? Guess who's going to be right there getting suggested to other people?
You.
Nanogenix. Yeah. So I want people to put out all kinds of Dokon content because the community thrives because of that.
Yep.
And then Nanogenix makes videos and you get suggested off of Nanogenix videos, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And so is there competition to an extent? Yes, but then at the same time, you have to have like a certain like a cap to that because it's also great because then as more people watch and more people come in and find me because they once searched a Dragon Ball Super thing and now they're watching Dokon videos and now they get suggested a Rhyme Style video and then they click on the Rhyme Style video, then they get suggested a Gotcha Talks video, and then after they watch the Gotcha Talks get suggested Truth because of and then it happens the reverse way, and it's fantastic. So the more people are watching, the better, and that's why like you could pop in at any time and do well. Just sometimes it takes being maybe a little more creative, but anyone could pop off and become a staple of any community at any point in time they wanted to.
Yeah, so. Exactly. And that was like one thing that my friends always told me. They're like, oh, dude, like, why are you going to do Dokon? Like, there's so many YouTubers. I'm like, man, it doesn't matter.
Also,
it doesn't matter.
People say that, but are there really that many YouTubers doing Dokon anymore? Like, I don't feel like the community is as big as it once was. No. Like, I feel like there's 100% room for someone to come in and shake things up.
Yep. No, that's what I saw. I was like, well, you have Truth, you have Nano. I mean, Rhyme's going. He's gone off. He's doing something else now, and it's like there's growth there. Like there's actually growth in Dokon because when I was watching primarily Dokon at the beginning of the year, I've been watching it for a while, but I was primarily watching you, Truth. I would watch Jinro, but I was it wasn't like I was watching 50 YouTubers anymore. Like you mentioned, it's like some guys just start falling off or they don't want to do it anymore. They move on to different things, and there's always room to grow with any community. You could jump into Bleach Brave Souls and get a community off that. It's like it doesn't matter what you do, it's just do it, man.
Yeah.
There's no reason to push yourself down or anything like that. And I have seen a lot of new guys trying to pop out, which is cool. There's definitely a lot of new cats trying to do Dokon, which is cool because, like you mentioned, the more people who cover Dokon, yeah, the only real thing that people fight on, it's getting to the news first, right? That's typically the race. Whoever gets the news video out first. But even then, you'll get suggested.
Yeah, and like I wouldn't. I mean, yeah, news is probably very important in this community, but there's still I have some ideas on things that on videos I haven't executed on right now that I don't think anyone's ever done. So like, there's still ways to think of cool, like clickable, interesting video ideas to pop in and get traction and do cool stuff. So
yeah, I mean, you've been doing cool stuff for a couple years now. You've always done like those cool like team showcases, which not many people do that. It's typically like the rainbow maxing showcases or just rainbow to 55%. You're like, no, I'm gonna make dope category videos, which that's why I watch.
Yeah, I try to stay away from quote unquote optimal. I'm not kidding. I literally just hop in. I look at the character list on a category and I go, who sounds fun? and sometimes the YouTuber in me goes, all right, who sounds fun, but also who's a really good clickable character. and I choose based off of that. So yeah, dude, I don't care. I don't care about optimal. I don't care about any of that. I care about having fun and making a good video. So
that's sick.
Yeah.
That's sick. So you also do a lot of summoning videos, and we're almost at the hour mark. This could be one cool topic. So one topic that I've talked about with a couple YouTubers is typically like summoning videos. And recently, summoning videos for a lot of guys have kind of diminished. Do you have like any thoughts on that?
Diminished?
Yeah, like a lot of guys, like like I talked to Mast and like Havohai, like a lot of their summoning videos have like dropped in views. They're doing I mean, it's still great content. It's just, you think people are like losing interest in summoning videos?
No.
No, right?
I mean, hang on. Let me look at. All right. So I'm talking to you. I just put out a video where I summoned for Mira and Toa, and in 3 hours and 40 minutes, it's at 50,000 views.
Okay.
so
it's definitely there.
Okay. No. I don't.
Okay. So summons are still huge.
Yeah. But then again, like, I mean, yeah, looking at my history on YouTube. 100%. And this is something that, when I talk to, Rhyme and some of the other creators that, I ask for like pure raw feedback on my channel. And they're like, you rely way too much on summons. Like, what happens when you can't summon on this game anymore? Because, gotcha laws, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you make a really good point. So I don't know if asking me of all people is the best, because 100% my channel, some of the biggest videos are summons. So I think a lot of my audience comes to me for summons, right? Like if I go sort by most popular, my top 4 videos are summons. So then you got some Kakarot gameplay, then you got more summons. Ooh, hey, then you got me playing, more Dragon Ball. You got me hosting a meme review.
Oh, 640. Yeah, dude, your meme reviews are hilarious.
That's okay. But yeah, so I mean,
so summons are important.
I have one very important question. Are these summons that are on a rerolled account and they're just pure raw summons, or are they summons that the person is actually invested in?
Some are reroll, but some are, it's like kind of like in the middle.
So so if they're reroll, then I would honestly suspect that to an extent you get as a viewer, you get a bit numb if there isn't some sort of, like, everything that I've done with Dokon literally has been almost like me vlogging my Dokon experience, right? Like every time I get a new LR, every time I hit a new milestone, whatever, I make sure I make it into a video. I literally did a video the other day where I rainbowed 100 units in one video. And that was the video. That was my video. That was all it was.
Dude, that's dope though.
And so like I feel like to an extent, a lot of my audience in particular is invested in, like, I don't know if some people believe me when I say this, but I literally have people that comment, tweet at me, whatever, that they don't even play. They maybe have never played. I've seen those on your channel. They're literally only paying attention to the game through my videos. So if I started doing reroll accounts, their interest would be almost non-existent, right? Because that's not furthering my actual account. So my question would be, is that if the summons that are suffering, is it because they typically do rerolls and so the audience doesn't have as much investment in it? Because watching a PNG pop up on the screen when the person doesn't actually care that much because it's just a reroll, there's not as much investment. So do they not care as much?
Okay.
That would be that would be the thing I would ask.
Dude, no, that's a good way of putting it, because it's true. Some guys, I've noticed, because I've done one reroll on the channel, just one, where it was a giveaway, which I did last week for Gogeta, and well, actually, I mean, for one, I did figure out a different idea, because everybody's like, oh, sub and like to enter. I am not really a person who likes to do stuff like that. So I was like, okay, you guys don't need a sub or like, just tell me where Gogeta lands in the top 5, because I love, talking to you guys in the community where they think about Gogeta, and that video picked up a lot. The idea definitely helped. It was a bit different, but versus if I just did like, okay, like for you guys to enter, use the sub and like, and like you mentioned, it's those rerolls. You have to, if you do it, you have to figure out a way of making it different, right? I think that's primarily it, because yeah, like you mentioned, it's kind of boring watching it.
Yeah, well, yeah, like there's no, because you as the creator, you're probably not really invested in it either, because you're about to give the account away.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
If you do get excited about a pull, it's probably going to feel fake to the person that's watching, and maybe it is even fake. Maybe you're just I don't know, you know what I mean? But and that's the thing too. Like with my summons, people like how is he still excited? And like I think what it is that when I'm in the middle of a summoning video, like for one, I'm like, can I get something that's going to give me a good title? You know what I mean? So like when I get a Goku Black Rift, how's he excited about a Goku Black Rift? I'm like, bro, are you kidding me? That's my title. You just literally, you gave me my title. So I'm already getting excited about that alone.
Goku
Number
Black
two,
Rift, yeah.
am I actually somewhat deep in it? Because yes, I'm just like relieved that it's finally happening. And number three, I'm thinking about the edit and like the hype music and like the fact that I'm going to about to share this with tens, maybe hundreds of thousands of people. And that fuels me. That drives me. Like I can't explain it, but it's just like, it gives me so much energy that it's just, yes. And I don't know, man. I do. I know it seems crazy to be this deep on a game, having done thousands upon thousands upon thousands of summons and still being excited for these things, but I just am, man. It's so much fun, and getting to share your experience and editing it down, because most of the summoning videos, especially if they're same day, like that's still me. Like that's not Toasty doing that. Which sometimes it's been exciting watching what they'll do with the edits and how they'll drop it and the music they'll use and everything like that. But that's a lot of them still me. So I'm thinking about like what the music I'm going to use. Like today I pulled a Broly and I found a Screamo song on Epidemic because I wanted to find something that was metal instead of EDM to go with Broly because of his OST on the OG Broly. And I found a Screamo song that starts to scream the second that I do the drop. And then at the drop is where the actual like breakdown happens, and it's just so sick, and like that fuels me, bro. Like I love it.
Dude,
I love it so much. So like yeah, so and I think that too, as far as my summoning videos go, is like they're a bit of an experience, maybe sometimes to an annoying extent. Like they're like, haha, great, Nano pulled this thing, and like I get this of course you did thing all the time, first multi, when I haven't first multi something in months, and the of course you dids are like, I pulled on Legends, I pulled a Transforming Goku Black in 13,000 CC on the last summon, and someone said, of course, or no, it was 15,000 CC. Someone says, of course you did. And I responded with, it was 15,000 CC. I would hope I would pull one single copy and 15,000 CC for a featured unit. Like, that's whatever. And so I can imagine to an extent people get annoyed of seeing my drops and seeing all of that. But on the flip side of that, there's probably so many more people that are just happy to pop into a video. What song is he going to use? What's the drop going to be? What's his reaction going to be? Et cetera, et cetera. So it's kind of like an experience to an extent. And so, yeah, at least that's how I view them and how some people have given me feedback on them. So, it is what it is.
Dude, that's so cool.
Sorry. Yeah, dude, this is like, you're talking about my true, like almost like passion right here of like editing these summoning videos. And I just love it, man. I love it so much.
Dude, that's sick that you know how to do. So you know how to do all your edits, but you still, it's cool that you gave someone else an opportunity to do that for you too, though. You do have a team. That's really neat.
Yeah. And I originally I did that because we were traveling. It was last July, so I had a minor surgery thing I had to do, but it was going to put me out, and we were gonna have to travel for that. And then we had a family vacation we'd planned, and I had a convention I was gonna have to be at. So like, no joke, like I was only gonna be home for like 10 to 12 days, like actively at my computer. And so like when I was at home, I was trying to focus on just recording stuff, and it was the most surreal, weird experience because like when the videos were going, when he'd give me the videos and I upload them, like sometimes it was me from like 7 days ago, and typically when you watch me, you're watching me within the last day or two. And so it's just like so weird. Like I recorded this when I was at home, but now Toasty has it and is editing for me and stuff like that. And after having him, like bringing him on and me not having to edit in the hotel room or edit at the friends or family's house or whatever, and like having him help, like after doing that, I was like, man, it actually is very nice. Like having help, like it is nice to have your hands on with everything that you do and like the entire creative process, but it's also super dope to have someone come on, kind of, figure out, where you're at, add their own sort of thing. Because that was something else too, is I was super interested in having someone else edit my videos and what could they look like. Like, what if I just kind of gave you minimal, like creative, input and let you mostly edit the rest of it with your own editing style from obviously watching some of mine and kind of understanding kind of what I want, but you adding your own flair. And so I was kind of excited too, because I kind of felt like my edits had gotten a little stale. And now Toasty has taught me some stuff, which has been super dope. We've worked off of each other now for a little over a year, and it's been fun. And also, yes, like you said, being able to have this platform that I'm able to, make enough to supply someone with like Toasty's in college right now, so like part-time job is super dope, right? Like that's especially with everything going on with the pandemic and stuff like that. The fact that I'm able to, actually provide him with essentially like a part-time job, like is really, really sick. So like it's been really cool. And also again, like I said, nice just to have help, honestly. Is when day-to-day daily uploads, man, like you already mentioned, like it's a lot. It's a lot of discipline. It's a lot of even still, there are still sometimes that you have to sacrifice things, even doing it full time. Because then like you free up your time from being at a normal job, but then somehow other things find ways to take up more of your time. And I don't know how that happens. I don't know how that works, but it just does. And you still somehow are busy as ever. So yeah.
Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, no, it's true. It is a lot of discipline. And the craziest part that you gotta give yourself, some credit, dude. You got a family. You're doing this full time. You're doing your second channel now, which by the way is really cool. I'm excited for the next one that you do for.
Yeah, that one had to take. we had a lot of stuff pop up, and also like I was in talks with a couple of companies to get stuff early, but they're also kind of weird because they see my main channel with Matt, more than enough subs for them to want to send me free product, but then they see the channel it's going to be uploaded on, and they're like, wait, 30,000, we're going to send you like a PS5, whatever. So it's like weird. And so like I've been in this weird limbo space where I had all these videos planned because I thought I was getting these products early, and then I'll admit I ended up not being able to get them early. And so that's why like I haven't released a video in like 3 weeks. And so I have other videos that were planned, but I was like anticipating getting these things in and covering them. And that's why I've not got to upload on the channel. But yeah, the other channel, which even more so is why I'm really really need an editor, is because daily uploads on one channel and then 1 to 2 uploads a week on another channel while also live streaming is just like almost impossible to pull off on your own. So yeah, eventually you need some help.
Yeah, and being a dad and being a husband, like
that's stuff. I try not to like, because so many people go through so many things throughout their life. I try not to like get anchored on to the whole being a dad husband type thing, because like that should never be like an excuse as to not doing something. So but yes, I do that, and that's a huge thing for me. Like as soon as they get home, like I try to spend every single second with them that I can until like he goes to bed, just because I don't know, that stuff's just like super important to me, especially like I said, like I neglected, I 100% neglected my relationship, my marriage for a bit. So I still feel really bad about that. But even though she was, obviously very, very, very supportive of it. But yeah, so I just try to make up for all of that too. And anyways, yeah.
Make sure to take her on a second honeymoon when everything.
No, we're definitely planning something. It's she's a teacher, so this has been incredibly stressful for her for the last like 9 months, 8 months. So Yeah.
Well, you guys
Yeah,
are
yeah,
getting
yeah.
through it, so that's good. You know, we're almost done. You know, hopefully in the next couple months, everything kind of starts dying down a bit. I'm sure this month is going to get
Hopefully.
crazy, and then
Yeah.
after that,
Yeah.
everything should start kind of easing off again. So, here's hoping for 2021 to be a better year for you and for everybody else watching. You know, it's just a terrible time, man. But we just actually went over an hour and 10 minutes. And dude, honestly, thank you so much again for taking the time and coming on. It's been, dude, this is one of my favorite ones for sure. I had a blast getting to know all your different stories. So many things I didn't know about you, I got to find out today. So I really appreciate you being so open and making the time of coming on, man.
Hey, you bet. I appreciate you having me.
For sure, for sure. Do you have any closing statements for the viewers?
No.
Sounds good.
No, I will say you mentioned this earlier. It is something that I know, not even just myself, every single content creator gets like asked, and it's just like, what? But everyone you watch 100% has more interests outside of the content that you see. Like anytime someone comes, I didn't know Nano liked COD. Well, I mean, you wouldn't know based on my channel because I don't upload COD, because COD probably would not do very well on my channel, and also I don't get to play enough to make good content on it anyways. But 100% when you watch someone that only uploads Fortnite or only uploads Minecraft, I promise you they like a lot more stuff than just Minecraft, just Fortnite, etc. And so yeah, dude, I think that's the biggest thing that's always like mind-boggling to the creator and mind-boggling to the viewer, that the creator is like, how do you not think I don't like other things outside of Dragon Ball? And then the viewer's like, wait, you like stuff outside of Dragon Ball? What? Nano, you like Resident Evil? Yes, I love Resident Evil. But I mean, my bad, I just haven't actually I have uploaded Resident Evil on my channel now once, but yeah, it's just like twice. I've uploaded Resident Evil twice. Holy crap. I didn't even think about that. Dude, anyway, so that's the closing remark I'll say, is that probably a lot of the content creators you like and watch, to an extent, YouTube and the game of YouTube almost requires you to kind of sort of stay in your lane to some form of an extent. And some creators feel like it's like that, and they're scared to upload other stuff too. They're afraid it might like mess with their algorithm, whatever. I don't think it does now. I've been trying it for the last month and a half, and it hasn't messed with mine. So everything's so,
I've noticed.
yeah. I like, and that's something too. I know where. Sorry, I'll shut up after this. That's something too. Is I feel like so many creators feel like they have to stay in their lane, and I will tell you right now that I uploaded a vast majority of different things over the last about month now, and my normal stuff still does my normal views, and that stuff has done better than I ever anticipated. So I don't think, again, I'm not some YouTube like expert, but I don't think trying different things will kill your channel. So like, if you are a creator watching this, I would 100% recommend trying other things, and who knows, the other thing might pop off more than your normal thing, and then next thing you know, you're bigger than you ever was, and you know, it's like, you never know. So yeah,
no, thanks for sharing that, man. No, it's true, and ultimately you gotta do what you enjoy. Forget
that too. Yeah. I mean, as long as you're having fun, like the viewer is gonna have a higher chance of having fun as well. But if you're creating something that you're not enjoying anymore, then it's probably going to show through on the camera, especially if you do face cam, and then it's just not going to be a good time for anybody. So yeah.
No, thank you for sharing that, man. Again, you got to do what makes you happy. Do what makes your audience happy as well, and just have a good time. And you've been doing that for a long time now, man. So obviously I'm excited to see all these new video ideas that you kind of mentioned that you have coming up. Hopefully they come out soon, because I'm kind of intrigued to see what it is. And again, Nano, thank you so much for coming on. And guys, to you, thank you guys so much for all the support on the channel. I'm glad we got you guys here. And of course, you know, Nano loves each and every single one of you over on his side as well. And we appreciate all the support. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know this was a long one, and if you guys made it to this point, thank you guys so much. No, I love long ones. A lot of these guys enjoy these. I have a couple dudes who'll message me and be like, dude, upload these hour ones more. So I'm like, okay, this is perfect. So all right, guys, we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody, and peace out.